Hello and welcome to the MGF2351 Group I video presentation. My name is Dawei. Today, we delve into the vibrant and challenging landscape of the United States as a destination for Australian business looking to grow globally. First is to focus on a pivotal force shaping the nation, globalization. This phenomenon has significantly altered the political and economic framework of the United States, enhanced growth and global standing. Globalization has expanded economic horizons through increased trade and foreign investment, drive GDP upwards. Trade agreements like NAFTA succeeded by the USMCA, playing a crucial role in cementing economic ties with neighboring countries. The labor markets have seen profound transformation as well. The United States have become a beacon for global talent, attracting skilled professionals better to sectors such as technology and academia. Policies like the H-1B visa program have fostered an environment rich in innovation and expertise. In addition, technological advancement have soared in the race for global competitiveness. Industries from Silicon Valley tech giants to pioneering biotech firms have pushed the boundaries of innovation, making substantial contribution to the global market. And for the political, globalization has promoted regulatory reform aimed to ensure industries remain competitive. This includes enhanced protection for trades, intellectual properties, and stringent environment standards, reflecting a commitment to responsible and sustainable growth. In conclusion, globalization has not just influenced the United States, it has reshaped the nation's very fabric, fostering the economy, enriching the workforce, and igniting technological and political advancements that resonate worldwide. And for the second part is to explain the system of a nation's political economy. It is shaped by the three critical systems: economic, political, and legal. Firstly, the economic system includes the mechanism of production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. It reflects the economic policies, market structure, and the level of government intervention in the economy. Secondly, the political system involves the government and its institutions, which define how power is obtained and exceeded. It includes the political parties, election process, and the policies that govern the interaction between the states and the economy. Lastly, the legal system comprises the laws and regulations that guide economic and political activities. It ensures property rights, regulates contracts, and provides the legal framework and underpins economic activities. And for the third part of my presentation, to answer what challenges as Australian firm consider on expanding into the United States, it is crucial to understand the legal challenge that they may face. The US legal system is complex and can be present several hurdles. Firstly, the regulatory environment in the US is layered with federal, states, and local laws, which can vary significantly across jurisdiction. This diversity can complicate compliance, requiring firms to navigate a mass of regulation that affect everything from business operation to product standards. Additionally, the United States have stringent intellectual property laws for firm entry tech and the innovation sectors. Understanding and adhering to these laws is critical. Protecting your innovation while ensuring no infringement on existing patent demands careful legal security and proactive intellectual property management. Moreover, employment law also poses a challenge. The US has robust framework of labor protections, including standards on wages, employee benefits, and workplace safety. Each state may have its unique twist on these laws, making it essential for Australian business to be well advised legally to avoid costly disputes. Lastly, the litigation landscape in US is notably active. Business often face a higher risk of legal dispute, which can be expensive and time-consuming. Preparing for potential litigation and understanding the American legal process is vital for any firm looking to invest successfully. Navigate these challenges requires delicate legal preparation and an understanding of the local business environment to ensure a successful expansion in the US market. Thank you for your listening. My name is Dawei. I will leave the rest of the presentation to my teammate. Let's welcome.
Okay, now we're talking about the economic indicator between the US and Australia. So for the annual real GDP increase, the US is 2.5% compared to the Australia is 1.5%. In the current price, real GDP increase, the US also higher compared to Australia with 5.1%, and Australia is 4.4%. So the price index of cross domestic project increase is really similar. Like the US is 1.9% and the Australia is 2%. And for the personal consumption, expenditure is like 1.8% for the US, double compared to the Australia with a 0.9%. For the real gross domestic income increase, the US is 4.8%, but the Australia just 0.5%. And for the real disposable income increase, the US is 2%, while Australia is 1.6%. Next slide, please. And now we are talking about like the Human Development Index of 2022. For the Human Development Index, both Australia and the US is really similar in the very high level. It's like 0.27 for the US and 0.926 for the Australia. The inequality adjustment of like HDI is really similar too. However, like for the Gender Development Index, the US is in group 1 is 1.005, and the Australia is in group 2, which is 0.972. For the Gender Equality Index, the US is ranked of 44 over 166, while the Australia is ranked 12 over 166. For the economic indicator, also recent trend of globalization encourage business become international, such as veterans are often met with the failure and are particularly throwing in resort according to Hofstede in 2002, just as consideration must be carefully taken should an Australian business want to venture into the American market. Historically, there was a little bit different between Australian economic trend in relation to UK and the US since 1920s, and the three were particularly similar in 1950 and 1973 and 1994, according to McLaren in 2004. In fact, the fruitfulness of existing partnership between the Australia and the US has already been like reflected in the role of Australia economic, according to Panya and Sistobat in 2017. From the indicator mentioned of the US and Australia, there are similarity between the two economics. Firstly, also the role indicator chosen for both countries increased in 2023 compared to 2022, despite increase at different level. A class reveals that the U.S. overall economic growth is sustainability healthier than the Australia, except for the price index growth. Domestic purchase, the most important indicator, shows our real GDP growth rate and real disposable income growth rate. Firstly, a possible GDP growth rate is strong side that an economic is expanding and prospering, like prospering economic creates more wealth, which lead to an increase of spending. However, a research by Pena and Sistobat in 2017 resource is lack of direct linear relation between the GDP and stress the importance of factor like strength of the domestic economic and just disposable income growth rate become an important indicator for Australian business when expanding to the US and as generally reflect the buying power of consumption. For the humanity development indicator, according to Hostel, as in 2002, when business venture to the foreign market, interaction with the target country environment is the basic of success. However, the difference in economic post challenge for the business are there is a disparity in expectation include but not limit in the goal of business or the way of interaction between the shareholder. In it, Ruston in 2007 stressed the importance of global business having a borderless approach to corporate culture or a universal corporate culture to, in the end, the human development indicator both culture are splitting similar with such similar culture and social value. With that being said, the US gender inequality index is marginally higher than Australia, indicate the need for Australian business to take gender equality into account for their hiring process and setting corporate culture. And next, my friend will continue to do like the next part.
Yeah, thanks. We embarked on an insightful journey to explore the cultural differences between the USA and Australia, leveraging Hofstede and Champney's renowned modules as our analytical framework. Understanding these differences is crucial as they deeply influence global business practice and cultural communications. In Hofstede model, we delve into how societies differ across 6 dimensions. Both USA and Australia show a preference for low power distance, with alliance with their egalitarian values. Furthermore, both countries exhibit high individualism, thought with nuanced differences. Australia sometimes places a greater emphasis on community aspects. Interestingly, the USA scores higher on masculinity, focusing on achievement and competition, or while USA might strive for a more balanced approach between work and quality of life, indicating a softer approach to masculinity. So, turning to Champney's model, we explore cultural variations through 7 discount dimensions. We considering universalism versus particularism. The USA typically adheres to universal principles, emphasizing the importance of the role and constructs. In contrast, Australia might demonstrate greater flexibility in specific contexts. Additionally, emotion expressions varies significantly between these cultures, with the USA preferring neutrality in business contexts, whereas Australia is more open to expressing emotions. These insights offer a deeper understanding of how culture nuance affect business operations and management strategies across borders. Undoubtedly, globalization has facilitated cultural exchange and integration. Evidence in aspects like consumer culture, media usage, and business practice. For instance, both in the USA and Australia, we see the same global brands and use the same social media platforms, showcasing how globalization has made our culture appear more similar on the surface. However, this similarity does not equate to complete homogenization. When we examine deeper cultural elements such as values, social customers, and historical backgrounds, the differences between the USA and Australia remain stark. These differences reflect the discount interpretations of the fundamental value like individual freedoms and social equality and are deeply influenced by each country's unique history and social structure. Therefore, while globalization has made the surface culture of the USA and Australia seem more similar, we must recognize that significant differences in deeper cultural value and beliefs still exist and are crucial for maintaining the uniqueness and richness of cultures. In the wave of globalization, we should not only celebrate the shared experience brought by culture convictness, but also respect and preserve those unique culture elements and the deep values that make us distinctive. So now my friend will introduce the next part. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. In this section, I will explain in detail which industry the United States should focus on when trading with other countries based on the series of Adam Smith and David Ricardo. First, I will analyze this according to Adam Smith's series of absolute advantage. Absolute advantage is when a country produces a good more efficiently than other countries. For the United States, both agriculture and technological innovation have absolute advantage in trade. The United States has a vast land, diverse climate, and abundant natural resources that give it an absolute advantage. Moreover, the United States has advanced technology and equipment in agriculture, such as robotic system and aerial imagery. This can provide greater efficiency and productivity and reduce the impact on the environment. At the same time, the United States has a well-developed agriculture infrastructure, which facilitates agricultural production and transportation. The United States also has an absolute advantage in technological innovation, especially in aerospace products. This is because the United States government invests heavily in research and development and innovation. And the United States has some of the world's top educational and research institutions. This helps contribute to the development of and breakthrough in aerospace technology. Next page, please. Okay. Next, I will use David Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage. Comparative advantage means that one should produce the goods that are most efficiently produced in the country. For the United States, finance and tourism and manufacturing have comparative advantage. The United States is very liquid in terms of finance and offers sophisticated markets. Also, the financial sector in the United States has a sound regulatory system, such as the Federal Reserve. This ensures market transparency and fairness. The United States finance sector is also characterized by strong innovation, such as electronic trading, asset management, and the use of artificial intelligence. The United States also has a comparative advantage in tourism. The United States has provided significant funding to help the tourism industry after COVID-19, such as $8 billion in airport operating costs. The cultural influence of the United States has also helped the tourism industry, such as different regional cultures and Hollywood movies. Lastly, there is the United States manufacturing sector, with higher production, volumes, easy access to transportation, and change brought about by industrial technology, all of which give the United States manufacturing sector a comparative advantage. Next page, please. I think the United States should follow David Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage. This is because the trade model of comparative advantage encourages countries to cooperate and exchange with each other, facilitate international mobility, and increase the total amount of global trade, and it deepens economic ties between countries, which can stabilize international relations and stabilize the global economic, also inhibit political conflict. And for the comparative advantage of the United States manufacturing industry, more than 6 million jobs were provided in 2019, which also solved the problem of population employment, reduced the burden of United States, and improve social stability. That's our presentation. Thank you for your watching.